Bitcoin and Ethereum may dominate the headlines, but if you're looking for those life-changing gains, altcoins, you heard of them? They are where the magic happens. In every cycle, we see it. Majors run first, but it's the altcoins that go absolutely vertical when things really heat up. And with the regulatory landscape clearing up finally, and institutional money now flowing in, 2025 is shaping up to be one of the biggest altcoin cycles that we have ever seen. Welcome back to another episode of JRNY TV. My name's Nick, and this is where we break down what's really happening in crypto in real time, while we show you how and where the smart money is heading. Today, we are covering the top 5 altcoins that you need to have on your radar for 2025. Rest assured, these are not random moonshots. They're top 50 picks with strong fundamentals, major partnerships, and real upside potential. So, if you're trying to get ahead of the next alt season, this is where it starts. But before we jump into the picks, let's get clear. What exactly is an altcoin? And why are they so explosive compared to Bitcoin or Ethereum? What are altcoins? And why they have so much upside? Altcoins are basically any cryptocurrency that is not Bitcoin or Ethereum. Think of Bitcoin as digital gold and Ethereum as the decentralized internet. And everything else, that's the altcoin jungle. These coins power specific ecosystems. They solve niche problems or unlock new kinds of tech that Bitcoin and Ethereum were not built to handle. And while they are riskier, they also tend to bring the biggest gains during the bull markets. Here's why. Altcoins start small, way smaller market caps, thinner liquidity, and a lot more room to grow. A solid altcoin going from 500 million to 5 billion isn't just possible. It happens every cycle, numerous times. And if you catch the right narrative early enough, gaming, DeFi, AI meme coins, doesn't matter. Any one of them, you're looking at a 10x, a 20x, or maybe even a 100x return. And that kind of upside just doesn't happen with Bitcoin anymore. The trick is separating the fluff from the good old fundamentals. You want projects with teams that are still building, strong tokenomics, growing adoption, and actual utility. In this video, we're going to be breaking down 5 altcoins that check those boxes and still have room to run in 2025. First up, the one and only XRP. Let's talk about why this one's been making headlines again, and why analysts are calling it a potential monster this cycle. XRP, legal clarity, global adoption, and a massive 2025 startup. XRP has unequivocally been one of the most controversial and misunderstood assets in crypto. But now, it may be one of the most bullish setups heading into 2025. For those that don't know, XRP is the native token of the XRP ledger, a high-speed, low-cost blockchain built for moving value across borders. Its biggest use case is replacing the outdated SWIFT system banks still utilize for international payments today. And with Ripple locking in global partnerships, this isn't just some speculative token. It's real-world infrastructure that's happening right now. What held XRP back for years was the good old SEC lawsuit. Heard of it? Yeah, but that cloud has finally started to clear, now that Ripple has scored multiple legal wins. And with an ETF application reportedly now in motion, XRP is finally getting this regulatory clarity up and moving and off the ground. This is huge, especially for US investors and institutions who have been waiting patiently on the sidelines for those green lights. And the numbers, they're getting loud. Analysts at Standard Chartered have XRP price targets ranging from $2 to $5, with some more aggressive funds floating $7 to $10 in a full-blown bull case if the ETF does get approved. That may sound wild, but when you consider XRP's all-time high being around $3.80, and that was before all the real adoption had started, it's not as far-fetched as it sounds. With the legal pressure lifting and use case expansion happening globally, XRP may finally be ready to do what it was built to do. Move fast, scale big, and flip the script on traditional finance. ADA, Cardano, the smart contract giant that is just getting started. ADA is either one of those projects people sleep on or they swear by. But if you look past the noise, it has been quietly building one of the most advanced blockchain ecosystems out there. Founded by Charles Hoskinson, one of Ethereum's original co-founders, ADA, or Cardano, is a proof-of-stake chain that puts science first. Literally, every single major upgrade, it goes through peer-reviewed research before implementation. And that means it moves slow, but it moves smart. In 2025, ADA isn't just a smart contract platform. It's a full-blown ecosystem with thousands of native assets, growing DeFi protocols, and real-world use cases across Africa, identity verification, and even education. ADA, no doubt about it, is set to benefit massively from a regulatory-friendly environment. And now that the US has passed the Clarity Act, ADA is one of the very few large cap coins that actually fits within that framework. It's clean, it's decentralized, and it is legally safer than most. Price-wise, analysts are starting to wake up. You've got firms projecting anywhere from $1.50 to $2.50, with more aggressive scenarios going up to $5 if alt season goes full throttle and US spot ETF rumors materialize. But right now, ADA is still trading well below its 2021 highs. So for long-term believers, it's the kind of setup that doesn't come around too often. It's not the loudest coin in the room, but ADA or Cardano, it may be one of the most undervalued large caps in the entire market right now. AVAX or Avalanche, high-speed scalability with big institutional backing. AVAX isn't just another Ethereum alternative. It's a full-blown scaling machine that's quietly been building one of the most advanced ecosystems in crypto. At its core, AVAX is a smart contract platform that uses a novel consensus model to achieve insanely fast finality. We're talking sub-second speeds and throughput of over 4,500 transactions per second. That's not a theoretical number. That's live, in the wild, and working right now. But the real secret weapon, subnets. These are fully customizable blockchains that live on Avalanche's network. Imagine launching your own chain with its own rules, gas token, validators, all secured by Avalanche's base layer. Institutions love this because it gives them flexibility without sacrificing the decentralization. And we're already seeing traction. DeFi Kingdoms, Shrapnel, and even the Amazon Web Services partnership have all used subnets to explore gaming, finance, and even enterprise scale blockchain adoption. So in a cycle where scalability, low fees, and modularity are all becoming more important than ever before, Avalanche is hitting every single checkbox. Add to that a growing developer community, major DeFi protocols like Trader Joe, and a recent push into real-world assets known as RWAs, and it is clear that AVAX is building from way more than just hype. Price-wise, AVAX or Avalanche has serious upside. It's still trading nearly 75% below its all-time high of $146. And analysts from firms like VanEck are projecting 2025 targets anywhere from $80 to $150, depending on market momentum and subnet adoption. If the right narrative catches, whether it's RWAs, modular chains, or enterprise integrations, AVAX could become one of the top performers of the year. This isn't a maybe it'll pump token. This is a high-performance chain with real-world use cases, serious partnerships, and an infrastructure stack built to scale crypto to the masses. The one and only Pingu, the Pudgy-powered meme coin with an ETF on the way. All right, this one's not just another meme coin. That one and only cute little Pudgy penguin, Pingu, the native token of the Pudgy Penguins ecosystem, yeah, it is turning heads for all the right reasons. It's backed by one of the most successful Web3 brands in the world right now, with viral IP, mainstream toy deals, and a global retail presence. But what's really changing the game? An upcoming Pingu ETF. A never-before-seen combo of a coin and NFT-based index, blending culture and crypto into a single tradable asset. This is massive. The proposed ETF, it will give institutions and retail exposure to both the Pingu token and the broader Pudgy Penguins NFT ecosystem, all wrapped into a compliant, accessible product. It's the first of its kind, and it signals something huge, that Wall Street is starting to take meme coins with brand equity seriously. This is about Web3 IP being financialized. And Pingu's not just riding that hype. It's got a growing use case with the Pudgy ecosystem. Think token-gated experiences, digital collectibles, metaverse utility, and IRL brand perks. The community is strong. The meme power is real, and right now, with the ETF buzz in the air, that narrative is just leveling up. Analysts tracking social metrics and ETF momentum are placing Pingu among the top high upside assets for 2025. If the ETF launches and the NFT plus token combo gains traction, 10x to 20x upside isn't just possible. It is in fact expected. It may have started as a meme, but with an ETF, IP expansion, and a real utility roadmap, Pingu, that little penguin, is writing its own playbook, and it's one the whole market is about to start copying. Hyperliquid, HYPE, the sleeper layer 1 that could dominate in 2025. Hyperliquid isn't just another token that's chasing a narrative, it's building its own. As of now, HYPE is sitting around $46.60, with a market cap of just over $15.5 billion, making it one of the fastest growing large cap tokens of the year. It's cracked the top 15 in market cap and has done it without relying on hype cycles or influencer tweets or X's. This is pure adoption, driven by a killer product and insane growth in decentralized perpetuals trading. What makes Hyperliquid very different though, it's not just a DEX. It's an entire custom-built Layer 1 blockchain, purpose-engineered for derivatives. Think lightning-fast execution, ultra-low latency, and on-chain perps with no compromises. This is not another fork. It's built from scratch by a tight, highly technical team that is obsessed with performance. And the market's noticing. Daily trading volumes are hovering around $400 million, and its fee-based model is actually sustainable, with over 97% of trading fees being burned or used for token buybacks. That means supply is shrinking while demand is climbing. One of the most bullish tokenomics setups in the game right now. And then comes the predictions. Analysts are starting to eye hype as a legitimate top 10 contender if the bull market rolls on. Near-term price targets for Q4 of 2025 are ranging from $65 to $78, with some high conviction models pushing above that $100 mark if open interest and user activity continues to grow at its current rate. Longer-term projections get even crazier. Stick with me. Some of these analysts are floating $125 to $150 targets by 2030 based on historical growth patterns from breakout L1s like Solana and the one and only Avalanche in past cycles. But here is where it gets even spicier. Hype is still in its early network effects phase. Its community is growing fast. Its user retention is shockingly high for a DEX. And traders, they're flocking to it as centralized exchanges start facing more regulation. So if the next phase of crypto is really about speed, sovereignty, and on-chain trading at scale, Hyperliquid is in the perfect spot to explode. It's not flashy, it is not built for hype, but it is built to win. And if it keeps up this pace, Hype could end up being one of the most undervalued high cap assets of the entire 2025 cycle. Why these top 5 altcoins are the smartest plays for 2025. So there you have it. 5 top tier altcoins that aren't just riding that wave, they're building the wave. XRP, Cardano, Avalanche, that pudgy little penguin, Pingu, and Hyperliquid. All of them are sitting comfortably in the top 50 by market cap, which gives you something rare in crypto. Asymmetric upside with foundational stability. These aren't wild lottery tickets. These are high conviction plays with strong teams, unique tech, and growing ecosystems. Each of these projects brings something incredibly different to the table. XRP has regulatory clarity and global banking infrastructure. ADA, or Cardano, is a research-first chain that's finally aligned with bullish policy. AVAX, or Avalanche, is built for speed and enterprise scalability. Pingu, that adorable little punchy penguin, that's the fusion of meme coin energy and branded NFT dominance with an ETF on the way. And Hyperliquid, it is quietly becoming the go-to platform for decentralized perps, backed by real users, real volume, and elite tokenomics. But what ties them all together? Real-world use, growing demand, and long-term narratives that actually make sense. In a market that's too often caught chasing the hype, these are the altcoins positioned to survive the noise and thrive when the real money comes in. So whether you're building a fresh portfolio or maybe you're just looking to upgrade your 2025 exposure, either way, this list isn't a bad place to start. Be sure to stay early, stay sharp, and as always, keep it locked here on JRNY TV. The next wave of altcoin giants is already forming. You just have to know where to look. We will catch you in the next one.